Archangel Michael says there is a powerful energy stirring around you right now, and someone who once ignored you is beginning to awaken to a shocking realization. They are starting to see that the version of you they built in their mind was far from the truth. You have always walked in quiet strength, and now your silence has become too loud for them to ignore. In the past, they overlooked you, thinking you were ordinary, predictable, someone they could figure out in a glance. But now, their mind races as they recall each interaction, each word you spoke, and how deeply it stayed with them. You've changed, yes, but more than that, you've revealed a truth that was hidden inside you all along. Their heart is confused because what they're seeing now doesn't match who they believed you were. The glow in your presence, the confidence in your steps, and the depth in your silence is haunting them gently but surely. They find themselves replaying the smallest memories with you, trying to find clues to what they missed. They told themselves you were nothing special. But now, they're embarrassed by that lie. Because you are becoming unforgettable in a way they never saw coming. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They see the glow in your presence, and it's not something you borrowed, it's something that was always yours, waiting for the right moment to rise. You are no longer standing in the shadow of their misunderstanding. Now you're the light that blinds them when they try to look away. Your energy has shifted. It's the kind of shift that even those who pretend not to care can feel. It disrupts the air when you walk into the room, even when they won't admit it out loud. They find themselves missing things they never gave value to. The way you looked at them without judgment. The kindness in your words when they least deserved it. The way you made them feel seen in their lowest moments. Archangel Michael says, now their pride is battling with their guilt. They want to reach out, but they don't know if they're even worthy anymore. They're watching from afar, hoping the universe gives them one more chance to fix what they carelessly broke. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They scroll through your photos secretly. They listen to songs that remind them of you. They try to act unbothered, but their chest tightens every time your name comes up. This person used to think they had the upper hand. That you were easy to forget, easy to replace. But no replacement feels right anymore, no energy feels as calm and as intense as yours. You gave them grace. You gave them a version of love they had never earned. And even though they didn't understand it back then, they crave it now. They are finally realizing that the connection they had with you was something sacred. And the more they deny it, the more it follows them in dreams. In songs, in random conversations. Type Amen to get blessing 535. They keep their distance because they're scared. Not of you, but of what they lost. They're afraid that maybe this time, you won't open the door again. You are not the same person who used to beg for crumbs of attention. You're walking in your power now, and they can feel it. It's magnetic, it's overwhelming, and it's deeply humbling. Every compliment they hear about you stings. Not because you don't deserve it, but because they never gave it when it mattered. Now, strangers are noticing what they ignored, and it burns deep. Your glow-up isn't just about looks or success. It's about energy. You radiate peace, growth, mystery, and that terrifies anyone who once knew a more silent version of you. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They're beginning to suspect that maybe, just maybe, you were the blessing they were supposed to protect, but didn't. Now, they're watching that blessing rise above everything they once dismissed. They want to come forward, but something holds them back. The fear of rejection. The knowledge that you may not even look at them the same way anymore. They notice how your smile has changed. It's softer, more distant, and it no longer looks like it was meant for them. That realization cuts them deeper than they expected. Archangel Michael says, "You are not cold, you are healed. You are not bitter, you are wiser." And that truth echoes louder than anything you could ever say to them directly. Type Amen to get blessing 606. This person is finally noticing that you were never desperate, you were simply devoted. But now that your devotion is gone, they feel the absence like a thunderstorm that won't pass. They remember your voice. How you made them feel safe. How you made chaos feel calm. Now, without your presence, everything feels a little more chaotic. They wonder who you're talking to now. Who's lucky enough to experience the version of you that has grown, evolved, and glows with purpose, and that wonder is slowly turning into jealousy. You see, the energy you now hold cannot be faked. It is divine, it is wrapped in protection and elevated by unseen forces that walk beside you. Type Amen to get blessing 919. The person who once overlooked you is now the one losing sleep. The tables have turned. The silent one has become unforgettable. They think about reaching out, writing a long message, maybe even showing up, but they don't know if it would mean anything to you anymore. That fear is louder than their desire. What they didn't realize is that while they were unsure, the universe was watching. And the universe has now built a barrier that protects your peace from their confusion. You are moving forward with blessings that they were never meant to hold. And that realization breaks them a little more each day. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Your glow is not temporary. It is permanent. It is the result of deep healing, inner peace, and divine favor. This is your time now. Not for revenge, not for explanations, but for elevation. You've graduated from needing validation from those who couldn't even see you. Their silence is no longer your punishment, it's their prison. And every time they stay quiet, they lose another piece of you they'll never get back. You were patient. You waited, you loved, you forgave. But now you're walking into a version of yourself that refuses to accept half effort from anyone. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They thought they had time. They thought you'd always be there. But now your absence is louder than your presence ever was. Now, others are drawn to you. They see your light. They feel your calm, they admire your depth. And the one who once had access to you can only observe and regret. You no longer have to speak to prove anything, your energy speaks for you. It walks ahead of you, protects you, and clears the room of those who aren't aligned. This is your moment, the curtain has lifted. Your aura is changing the atmosphere. Type Amen to get blessing 717. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you are protected from those who once misjudged you. And you are being pushed into circles that honor your light, your voice, your soul. The person who overlooked you is being haunted by their choices. Not because they're evil, but because they were blind. And now, the truth is forcing them to see. They are finally noticing who you are. But the you they now see is no longer waiting. You are ascending, and the gate they left open is now closed by destiny. They will talk about you. They will remember you. And they will feel the distance they created every single day. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Your story is not about revenge, it's about rise. Your journey is not about proving anyone wrong, it's about showing up for yourself fully. Let them notice. Let them regret. Let them watch. But do not shrink. Do not pause your growth for anyone who could not see your worth when it mattered most. You are now a force. You are now the one they speak about with longing. And they'll never again have the version of you they once mishandled. Keep glowing. Keep rising. You are the proof that silence holds power, that kindness holds strength, and that what was once hidden will always come to light. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They thought they understood your soul with surface-level glances. But they were wrong. What they missed was the ocean beneath your calm, the fire beneath your silence, the strength wrapped in your gentleness. Now, their memories are becoming a burden. They didn't treat you with the care your spirit deserved. And now, every remembrance reminds them of what they failed to see. You are not chasing anyone anymore. Not because you don't care, but because you've finally recognized your own worth. You've stepped into alignment, and your light is too pure for chaotic energy. The moment they realized your absence, their world began to shift. Their surroundings lost color. Their peace turned into noise. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. They hoped time would make them forget. But time only made them remember more. Each passing day deepened the void they created. You have become an echo in their life. An echo that never fades. An energy that cannot be replaced, a light that continues to shine even when they close their eyes. Now they notice your growth, but they're not part of the reason it happened. They see you in conversations, in pictures, in spaces where you no longer exist physically, but your essence lingers. They are finally noticing you were never what they assumed. You were never weak, never needy, never ordinary. You were just holding back until your wings were ready. Type Amen to get blessing 3838. They remember how your energy shifted when you began to detach. It wasn't loud, it wasn't aggressive, it was still, powerful, and unforgettable. You stopped fighting to be understood. Now they want to understand what they once ignored. They want to uncover the layers they never took the time to explore, but the lock has changed, and the key no longer fits. You're not angry. You're just done explaining, done waiting, done lowering your frequency for people who didn't value it. Archangel Michael says, the universe has pulled you away from those who didn't deserve you, not to punish them, but to protect your peace. What they lost, they will never reclaim. Type Amen to get blessing 8484. This person is finally seeing you for what you've always been, rare, divine, and purposeful. But your purpose no longer includes them. They're trying to find ways to reconnect. But the version of you they knew is gone. This new version doesn't crave closure. It demands peace. They thought you needed them. Now they realize it was the other way around. You were the light they basked in without ever acknowledging the source, and now the light has moved on. And they are learning how dark the world feels without you in it. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. You didn't need to prove anything. Your transformation proved everything. Your silence spoke louder than any goodbye. They wonder what you're thinking now. But the truth is, you're not. Because your mind is no longer trapped in past energy, you've set yourself free. Now you're being noticed by people who see. Recognize your spirit without trying to control it, people who are drawn to your light, not your wounds. They used to think you were replaceable. But the more they try, the more they realize, you were the original. You were the rare alignment they were blessed with and failed to protect. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Your blessings are arriving quickly now. And they're not delayed for the ones who missed your value. They're arriving for you, unapologetically and abundantly. The person who ignored you will soon hear about your rise. Your name will appear in places they never expected. And it will humble them deeply. You're not looking back anymore. Your feet are planted in purpose. Your heart is full of gratitude, not grief. Your glow is no longer meant to be shared with those who dimmed it. It is meant to shine where it is celebrated, where it is nurtured, where it can continue to rise. Type Amen to get blessing 6767. They once had your time, your attention, your energy. But now, the universe has redirected all of it to your destiny. Archangel Michael says, this is divine intervention. This is spiritual evolution. The loss they feel is not just your absence, it is the presence of consequences. You are in a season of recognition. But not for them, for you. You are recognizing your own power, and it is sacred. What they feel now is a mirror. Not of your absence, but of their reflection. They finally see that they were blind, and that blindness cost them someone unforgettable. Type Amen to get blessing 9090. They want to hear your voice one more time. Not to argue, not to explain. But just to feel that energy again. But your energy is no longer available for confusion, you've reclaimed it for your healing, your peace, your joy. Now they notice you in silence. In songs, in moments that are too quiet to ignore. Because your soul left an imprint they cannot erase. This person is learning that absence doesn't always mean forgetfulness, sometimes it means freedom. And you, my dear, have found yours. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. You are no longer emotionally available for temporary people. You've become the permanent lesson they'll carry for a lifetime. They finally understand that loyalty like yours is rare, that love like yours doesn't come twice. That the heart you gave cannot be borrowed again. You were the calm in their chaos. The clarity in their confusion. The light in their darkest hour. And now, you are the storm of realization they cannot outrun. You are the silence they hear loudest. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Your presence was a gift, a miracle. And now that it's gone, they are searching for signs that they might get it back. But what was once free now has a price. And that price is truth. And the truth is, they chose wrong. Now your back is turned. Not in anger, but in evolution. You've walked away from who they thought you were and stepped into who you really are. Archangel Michael says, they finally see you. But they will never again stand beside you. Because some awakenings come too late. Type Amen to get blessing 3636. You are not bitter. You are better, you are not cold. You are covered. Your destiny does not need apologies, it needs actions, and you're choosing to act for yourself now. Let them talk. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Because while they do, you will be building, rising, glowing, thriving. You are not just someone they once knew. You are the miracle they fumbled. The lesson that forever changed them. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. You are being aligned with people who pray for you. Who honor your presence. Who don't need reminders to cherish your soul. What's ahead for you is a life filled with clarity, protection, and abundance. No more confusion. No more begging, no more proving. You are being seen by those who matter. And forgotten by those who never deserved you. This is your season of becoming. The gates are open. The light is shining, and nothing from your past can dim it now. Type Amen to get blessing 44444. They tried to forget you, but you've become unforgettable. You exist in places they didn't expect, on screens, in voices, in dreams they can't control. And now they know. No matter how far you've gone, the impact you left is permanent. You were once within reach, and they didn't reach. Now you're a memory that teaches them the cost of carelessness. A reminder that divine souls don't stay where they're dishonored. They underestimated how much you would grow once you stopped seeking approval. Now, they see a version of you they can't approach because it intimidates their insecurities. The strength in your silence has spoken louder than their loudest words. Every moment they spend trying to move forward without closure is another reminder that you were the only one who brought real peace. Now they understand you weren't quiet because you were weak. You were quiet because you were deep. And not everyone is built to swim where there's depth. Type Amen to get blessing 7878. They kept you waiting, thinking you'd always stay. But while they hesitated, you evolved. You turned their silence into your sanctuary and their absence into your transformation. They regret the day they made you feel small. Because now you stand tall, wrapped in divine confidence and unstoppable grace. You're no longer within reach, not emotionally, not spiritually, not even energetically. They ask mutual friends about you, trying to piece together what you've become. They pretend they don't care, but they never miss a post, never ignore your name. Because now your name carries weight they once refused to acknowledge. Archangel Michael says, you are now divinely hidden from those who once tried to manipulate your heart. They can look, but they cannot access you. This is divine protection, not punishment. Type Amen to get blessing 4040. You are now surrounded by favor. Everything they thought you couldn't do, you've already done or are about to. And it's happening in front of their silent eyes. You are not here to explain your glow, you are here to honor the journey that caused it. Let them wrestle with what they lost. You have healing to celebrate. They're beginning to realize they broke something they couldn't rebuild. That the connection they once saw as temporary was actually sacred. They were blind when the light was with them. And now they must walk in the dark. You've stepped into a life of deeper awareness. Your energy is no longer scattered, it is focused, grounded, and powerful. They can't figure you out because you no longer exist in the version they left behind. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. This person is finally understanding what it means to lose someone who prayed for them. Someone who poured pure love into them, and they may never receive that kind of love again. You were rare. Still are, but now, you're reserved for those who won't take your love for granted. The days of pleading for attention are gone. You have stepped into divine purpose, and nothing from the past can survive the frequency you're on now. Let them feel the shift. It's their awakening, not yours. They feel something missing, and it's you. But the version of you they're missing isn't coming back. That version evolved into a masterpiece made from every bruise they left behind. Type Amen to get blessing 3434. You don't speak badly of them. You don't throw blame, but your glow says everything your silence chooses not to. They lost access to your heart, your presence, your spirit, and now the void screams louder than any words they ever said. Their regret is not just emotional, it's spiritual. They once had a front row seat to your softness, and they mistook it for weakness. Now they watch from the sidelines as others celebrate what they couldn't handle. And it hurts in places they didn't know existed. Archangel Michael says, they've been warned. They had time. They had space, they had you. Now all they have is memory. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. You didn't become cold, you became selective. You didn't lose love, you redirected it inward. Now the most powerful relationship you have is with yourself. They thought you'd beg. They thought you'd wait. But you were never waiting, you were growing. This is the part of the story where the lesson becomes clear. You were the one they asked God for, but they weren't ready to receive. So God took you back, and now, someone else will see you and value you with the eyes they never had. Someone else will hold you like the treasure you are. While they'll sit wondering how they ever let something so rare slip away. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Your spirit has ascended to a place where their voice can no longer reach. And that silence? That silence is sacred, it's a sign that heaven has elevated you. Now they remember every time you stayed quiet during a fight, not because you were wrong, but because you didn't want to hurt them. They remember how you smiled through pain, just to protect their peace. They remember, and it burns. You were their calm, their peace, their answer. And now that they've walked away, all they hear is noise. Every replacement feels hollow because no one holds what you carried. Let them feel it. Let them notice, you are not here to soothe their ego, you're here to shine. And you are shining in ways they never imagined. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They will talk about you to others, some with pride, some with shame. But your legacy in their life is written. And it ends with a full stop. They were the one who got away. Archangel Michael says, there was a strange energy rising around you that you couldn't see, but heaven could. A person near you was silently preparing to throw you into a pit of emotional pain. Their plan was set. But something interfered. A divine interference occurred just moments before it could take effect. This interference was not random, it was protection coded from the highest realm. You were never meant to walk into that trap. Heaven has been watching every corner they tried to hide their evil in. What they planned was masked behind smiles and kindness, but nothing hidden in the dark can escape divine vision. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, this person is now panicking because their setup is shattered. They are making phone calls they never thought they'd have to make. Their allies are disappearing one by one. A deep fear has struck the very center of their heart. They didn't expect their plan to crumble so fast. They underestimated how divinely covered you are. Their messages are now being ignored, their silence is no longer power, it's exposure. A shift has already begun behind the scenes, and the judgment has started. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The betrayal came from someone close enough to know your weakest points. They knew your pain, your triggers, your past scars. And they tried to use them, but divine order broke through at midnight. Something turned in the unseen realm. A whisper was sent to an angel and a sword was drawn, a spiritual battle was fought in a realm you didn't witness. But the outcome is written in light, you were defended and they were stopped. Not because you fought, but because God appointed watchers. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You may have noticed how your dreams became more intense lately. You may have felt a presence in the room that kept you from fully sleeping. That wasn't fear, it was warning. Heaven never leaves a chosen one unguarded. A shadow was approaching your space, but an angel blocked it. You didn't even know how close they came. And now, the one who planned this will feel the silence of their failed mission. They will try to act normal, but inside, they are burning with frustration. Type Amen to get blessing 666. You are not alone in your story. A divine archive holds every tear you've cried and every unfair wound you've received. This person wanted to silence your spirit, to see you lose confidence. But your spirit is not breakable. The fire within you is lit by divine assignment. You were not meant to be taken out. This storm was meant to test you, but not consume you. Archangel Michael says, there are documents and words that were prepared to hurt you, but they will never be delivered. Their tongue has been tied. Their path has been blocked. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They tried to dig into your past to find something they could use. They wanted to shame you, to spread half-truths and turn people against you. But a divine wall stood in the way. Every lie is now returning to its sender. They are feeling the heat of their own creation. Their fake stories are collapsing in front of the very people they tried to deceive. A person you don't expect is beginning to see the truth. Someone who was silent before is now questioning everything they were told. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The one who planned to bring chaos into your world is being surrounded by unseen watchers. Their moves are being recorded in spiritual time. The gates of favor have closed around them. You may see them smile, you may see them try to be casual. But inside they are falling apart. Because when God marks a soul with light, no darkness can prevail against it. You have unknowingly walked away from many traps. Some invitations were cancelled. Some people backed out at the last second. All orchestrated by angels. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Your silence confused them. They expected you to fight, to break, to lash out, but you didn't give them that. You chose to trust something higher, even if you didn't fully understand what was happening. That is why you are protected now. Your stillness triggered divine judgment. There is something being rewritten in your story. The part where you were supposed to lose, it's being erased. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. Your presence is becoming a problem for their plans. They can no longer sit comfortably in your light. Your name is rising, while theirs is vanishing from favor. What they said behind your back is now floating in front of others. Exposure is no longer delayed. The more they try to erase you, the more seen you became. They will feel haunted by your glow. Their regret will visit them in quiet rooms. And you will walk forward unshaken. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. Something they were waiting for, some approval or deal, has just been denied. The moment they tried to sabotage your name, their own destiny was rewired. Their winds will turn to ashes. Someone who once supported them is no longer available. A call will go unanswered. A gate will be closed. Your name was removed from the attack, and theirs was inserted by higher command. They didn't realize who they were touching. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. You were chosen not just to survive this, but to outshine it. The pain you've carried is being exchanged for clarity. The confusion they created will now turn into evidence. A letter, a screenshot, a voice note, something is about to fall into your hands. It will confirm what you felt. And it will give you peace without revenge. You won't need to speak a word. The proof will speak for you. Justice is never late when heaven is involved. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. You might have thought the silence meant nothing was happening. But in silence, angels moved. They entered meetings you weren't invited to. They shifted hearts and decisions. They moved you away from certain circles. They removed your name from certain lists. You thought it was rejection, but it was redirection. The one who tried to damage your peace will now witness your elevation. Slowly, clearly, without your effort. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. You are walking proof that no human can block what is divinely protected. A deal they thought would destroy you ended up blessing you. A person they sent to harm you became confused and walked away. Even technology is on your side now. A deleted message, a saved photo, a misplaced file, will soon reveal what they did. Everything is folding in your favor. Their trap turned into their mirror. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. You may have noticed strange delays in the past few weeks. Meetings rescheduled. Plans falling through. Emotions spinning. It wasn't bad luck, it was divine pause. A higher hand was slowing everything down so their scheme would collapse before you arrived. You have been kept from disasters you didn't even see coming. Because you are watched. Not just protected, but prioritized. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. They studied you. They copied your words. They wanted your shine. But they forgot that the oil on your life came from fire they never walked through. You didn't just survive, you were refined. And now, no copy can take your place. What you carry is spiritual property. That's why it didn't work for them, that's why their mimicry looks hollow. You are authentic. And authenticity can't be destroyed. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. There will be a moment soon when you'll hear their name again. But not the way they hoped. Not in celebration, but in exposure. Something is coming to light. A connection, a message, a secret plan, people are beginning to speak. Even those who once feared them are losing loyalty. Because the truth is too loud now. It cannot be denied. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. You've been placed in a spiritual spotlight. Not for fame, but for clarity. The divine realm is making sure your name is seen for what it truly is. Clean. Resilient. Chosen. You don't have to prove anything, they've already been proven wrong. And now, their apologies won't be accepted by the same crowd that cheered them on. You've moved on without the need to clap back. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Archangel Michael says, you were never alone during this war. Every night your spirit shook in silence, angels were standing around your space, watching. Listening. Guarding. Even your tears sent vibrations to heaven. And heaven responded. That's why their plan failed, that's why their whispers were intercepted. That's why they feel blocked even in their dreams now. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. From this point forward, expect a turnaround in your energy. You'll start sleeping deeper. Breathing lighter, trusting easier. Because you'll begin to feel the residue of that dark plan being lifted off you. Like fog leaving the mountaintop, like night fading at dawn. A new chapter is opening. Quietly. Clearly. And your name is being written in it in golden ink. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. Your destiny was sealed long before their plot was imagined. You were never at risk, only temporarily unaware of how deeply you are guarded. Now that veil has been lifted, now your clarity is returning. Now your joy is ready to bloom again. They thought they were powerful. But they didn't know who walks beside you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. You are walking towards something new. And the past will have no access to it. Their plan failed because light cannot be extinguished by envy, and your light was born of divine fire. You are divinely watched. Always were. Always will be. Let them watch you glow now. Let them feel what it's like to lose a battle they never should have started. They kept watching you from a distance, expecting to see you fall under pressure. But each day, your spirit rose stronger, more unshakable. Their plan was precise, but your protection was supernatural. They invested energy, time, and silence into orchestrating your downfall. They didn't want you to be aware, they wanted it to look like coincidence. But Archangel Michael says, a higher order canceled it all in one swift moment. Their access has now been revoked. They are left standing in the shadow of their own failure. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Someone tried to use your kindness as a weakness. They believed you were too gentle to survive what they had planned. But what they didn't see was the fire hidden behind your silence. Every kind act you gave was recorded in the heavens. Every betrayal you endured echoed in the halls of angels. And a reply was sent to earth. Now that reply is manifesting. It looks like favor. It looks like strength. It looks like you, rising. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. There will be whispers soon about your breakthrough. Not from you, but from others who never expected you to be this covered. People who watched you suffer will now watch you succeed. Those who sat silently while you were wronged will now sit silently as you are elevated. And the one who started this plan? They are watching it all slip from their hands. Everything they tried to take from you is returning multiplied. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. They're walking into rooms where your name is being respected. They can feel your favor growing even when they pretend not to care. No spell, rumor, or trap can function where the divine has stepped in. Your life has been moved to another frequency. One they no longer have permission to access. They will try to mirror your journey, but the path is closed to them. Because what was meant for you is sealed with your spirit's signature. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. Don't be surprised if some people begin distancing themselves now. They were never for you, they were assigned to delay you, but the delay has ended. The divine clock has turned. And now the blessings they tried to block are coming in waves. Your name is rising in rooms where you have never stepped foot. And the ones who tried to erase it are now being forgotten. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. This person thought you were ordinary. They didn't realize you were wrapped in a divine mission. They came too close to something holy. And now they carry the weight of spiritual consequence. You won't have to say a word. Your glow will speak louder than any explanation. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. You were not just protected. You were redirected. That plan didn't fail by mistake. It failed because it touched a child of destiny. Archangel Michael says, you are not to look back in anger. You are to move forward in light. The divine handled what you never saw coming. You will hear of their struggle, you may even see their desperation. But your assignment is peace, not revenge. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. They will wonder how everything they worked so hard for crumbled so fast. They will question why their alliances are fading. But you already know why. It's because heaven said no. And when heaven says no, no amount of manipulation can reverse it. You have outlived the darkest season they prepared for you, now you are walking into a light they can't follow. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. There's a sound in the spirit, it's your name, breaking out of bondage. Your name is being spoken with honor now. What they tried to destroy has become your testimony. What they tried to hide has become your spotlight. They're still trying to understand how you escaped. But it wasn't luck, it was a divine covenant. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. Everything about your next chapter is proof that you were watched the entire time. Proof that you were not forgotten. You didn't lose your light, you just went through a temporary eclipse, and now that light is returning tenfold. You'll walk into places that were once locked. You'll receive calls that were once delayed. The favor is flowing now. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. The person who betrayed you has been exposed in the heavens, even if no one on earth sees it yet. Justice has begun. Their smiles won't protect them anymore. Their fake kindness is falling apart, their shadow has caught up with them. You won't even have to lift a finger. What is written in divine judgment cannot be erased by apology. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. You are marked for something greater than revenge. You are chosen for a level of life that no darkness can access. Their failure is your breakthrough. Their curse turned into your confirmation. And now, heaven watches over you not just as protection, but as celebration, because you passed a test most would have failed. Type Amen to get blessing 3434. A transfer is happening, quietly, powerfully. What was once in their hands is now being reassigned to yours. This is not karma. This is divine order, because what they planned for you was never theirs to control. From this moment, expect alignments you didn't ask for. Expect doors you didn't knock on. It's not a surprise, it's justice arriving. Type Amen to get blessing 3535. You will walk past the very places they tried to bury you. But you won't carry bitterness. Only peace. You are not what they said, you are what the divine declared. And nothing they do can rewrite that declaration. Your silence was your weapon. Your patience was your armor. Now your elevation is your reward. Type Amen to get blessing 3636. You are stepping into a realm where their energy cannot follow. You are protected by something too strong to explain and too sacred to replicate. They are watching from a distance now. Because every plan they made fell flat beneath divine protection. This is your confirmation. You were seen. You were heard. You were saved. Type Amen to get blessing 3737. They once mocked your silence, thinking it was weakness. But heaven knew it was power being stored for the right moment. Now that moment has arrived, and their fear is growing silently inside them. They don't laugh the same anymore. Their confidence is fading. The spotlight they tried to steal is now blinding them. They thought they were safe because you didn't retaliate. But Archangel Michael says, your restraint summoned angelic response. You didn't fight in the flesh. So the spirit realm fought for you. Type Amen to get blessing 3838. You've been spiritually upgraded. You no longer walk on the same level where betrayal touched you. The pain they caused became your key to the next elevation. There are blessings that were held back until this war passed. Now that it's over, those blessings are being released. No human hand can delay what God has now unlocked. The one who tried to ruin your peace will now suffer restlessness. They will toss in bed, unable to find ease. Because their energy can no longer rest near yours. Type Amen to get blessing 3939. What you thought was a setback was actually divine setup. You lost certain people, but gained unseen protection. You cried in silence, but heaven recorded every tear. Their manipulation bounced back. Their intentions were pure poison, but it never reached your bloodstream. Because your soul was surrounded by divine armor. This is not just a win. It's a declaration. You are a vessel of something greater than they'll ever understand. Type Amen to get blessing 4040. Some people are now pretending they were always on your side. But their shift in energy is too late. Heaven already saw the truth, they stood and watched when you were being attacked. Now they'll watch as you're celebrated and untouchable. Their silence then was louder than any fake praise now. The doors that were slammed in your face are now opening without a knock. The people who blocked you are now watching with envy. And their words no longer carry weight in the spaces you're entering. Type Amen to get blessing 4141. This next season will be uncomfortable, for them. Because their plan didn't just fail, it backfired. What they tried to stop is now accelerating. You were hidden for a reason. You were protected behind divine silence. Now, the unveiling begins. Your glow is making the enemies retreat. They can't look you in the eye anymore, because shame follows those whose darkness couldn't destroy your light. Type Amen to get blessing 4242. Your footsteps are now being guided with sharper clarity. You'll know when not to speak, where not to go, and who not to trust. That knowing comes from the divine training you endured. You don't have to second-guess yourself anymore. The fog they placed around your mind is lifting. Their spell of confusion is broken. This isn't just survival. It's emergence. And the person you've become is unrecognizable to the one who tried to break you. Type Amen to get blessing 4343. They know now that their plan failed. Not just because you're still standing, but because you're thriving. Your name is being protected in rooms where they tried to poison it. The tables have turned, and this time they're not invited to sit. They'll have to watch what they once tried to own become unreachable. Because you belong to a realm they cannot access. Archangel Michael says, it's time to let go of even the memory of what they tried to do. Because dwelling on it only slows your glow. You've already been avenged by unseen hands. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. This isn't a normal recovery, it's divine redemption. You will be paid back in ways they never imagined. Joy will return to your body in places grief once lived. Laughter will break out where silence once lived. And favor will follow you like a shield, not because you fought, but because you allowed heaven to. There will be miracles with your name on them. Sudden, wild, undeniable. And they won't be able to explain how you got them. Type Amen to get blessing 4545. They're already losing the grip they thought they had. The same charm they used to manipulate others is wearing off. People are seeing through them now. The mask is slipping, and the image they tried to portray is collapsing. You don't have to expose them, truth is doing it for you. You will receive unexpected news soon. Something will confirm what you always suspected. But instead of anger, you'll feel freedom. Type Amen to get blessing 4646. Because what once felt like betrayal will now feel like a blessing. You are no longer chained to the lies they spun. You are no longer stuck in the web they tried to weave, you are liberated. And liberation attracts favor. Favor that can't be reversed. They tried to delete you from your own story. But God rewrote the entire book with your name on the front cover. And now, even they have to read it. Type Amen to get blessing 4747. Soon, you'll be called upon for things they never thought you'd be trusted with. You'll be chosen, praised, and celebrated in ways that disturb them, because your elevation came from the throne, not from connections. Because everything they did in secret has been reported in the heavens. And your justice is not pending, it's active. You'll feel it every time peace enters your space again. You are the proof that divine covering is real. You are the evidence that evil plans fail. You are the example that favor outranks betrayal. Type Amen to get blessing 4848. You will never walk into another trap like this again. Because the divine light around you now exposes all deception. No more confusion, no more delays. From this point forward, your instincts will sharpen, your discernment will deepen. Your atmosphere will be surrounded by protection. Let them watch, let them whisper. But they cannot enter your new realm. Type Amen to get blessing 4949. What they planned to destroy you became your spiritual training. And now that training is paying off. You are stronger, wiser, lighter. They underestimated your soul. They didn't know how deeply covered you are. But now they do. Let that truth echo. Let it ring in their ears every time they try to curse your name. Because every word they send now returns like lightning. Type Amen to get blessing 5050.